Nijigasaki 学園スクールアイドル同好会ときめきの未来地図
Hello and welcome to Demo Play Thursday. As you can see, Tokimeki. So, with Stories on Tuesday, I'm also interested in trying out some of these demos for games that would be appropriate for that. We've done a couple, but this is the first one, shall we say, less serious. So I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get here with this. The eShop page kind of makes it sound like it's a story that, like, amnesia kind of story. So, we had the characters introduction there. We can make the auto text speed better. Although the sample text doesn't really seem to be doing much, does it? Perhaps leave it there then. Now that makes sense. Okay, let's do that. I like that though. We've played one on Arcade Spirits, and it's far more complicated, far more difficult to work out how to control that in that game. This is perhaps the first one of these that I've played where there's a clear example to show how the settings change it. So I really do appreciate that. Now, this is a demo, and unfortunately it doesn't say demo, I don't think, anywhere. So I also don't know how long this is going to be, nor do I know if the save file is going to carry over. Unfortunately, the eShop page and this screen doesn't give any information about that. You cannot change your name after setting it. 10 characters long. Seems like an arbitrary amount, but alright. I'm just going to stick with Albion. I know this is perhaps a game full of women, but hey, it's quick and easy. So from the eShop page, it does seem like there's not just the story, but the social aspect. And your social links with the main characters in this game. It just looks like that's going to help affect kind of like friendship levels and the endings you get with each of the characters. I don't appreciate games that just have this on screen. But I think L button is what we need because we want auto play on, so. I guess with this being a demo, you do want this game to kind of sell itself, sell the story. There you go, auto on. So we'll see if after, like, let's say an hour, if we are wanting to continue the story. I know this game came out a couple of years ago in Japan, and I think it's out this week, or the week this video is going up. Because of the amnesia, remember? So we've lost those memories. Okay, so we kinda perhaps remember who they are, but not what our relationships with them were. Okay, moving lips, blinking eyes. That's nice. Makes it feel more real.
ねえ、やっぱり病院に行った方がいいんじゃないかしら。じゃあ私、この子のお母さん呼んで。
Okay, I don't know these people, what's going on? Let's do the Bob one.
知らないって、どういうことでしょう、先輩。はは、記憶喪失になっちゃったとか？もう笑えない冗談ですよ。こんな可愛いかすみんのこと忘れちゃうなんて。
It does feel like the lips are moving just to their own time, not exactly to what's been said. So we remember one of the characters. Okay.
記憶喪失って本当なの？本当に本当？あの後病院で詳しく検査してもらったんだけどね。本当にそうみたいなんだ。覚えてることはないんですか？この同好会に入る前くらいからのことを全部忘れちゃってるみたい。というと、2年になってからの記憶がないって感じ？秋葉でミューズとアクアの合同ライブを見たくらいから覚えてないんだって。え？それって先輩がスクールアイドルに目覚めたライブですよね？うん、そうだね。もうちょっと後のことまで覚えてれば、かすみんは先輩の記憶に残ってたのに。
Kind of wondering if this is going to be like a really serious story, or if there's basically going to be hijinks, you know?
そうですよ。虹学にもスクールアイドル部があるはずって学園中探し回ってかすみんのところに来てくれたんですから。
Like, is she telling the truth, or is she just telling a little bit of a white lie?
そうそう、行動力の塊。同好会解散の危機を数日で救ってしまったんですよ。してくれたんだよ。頼もしかった。落ち込まなくていいのよ。歩夢さん、この方の記憶がなくなったことに原因は？
That's a good question. We don't even know what happened, really.
それがよくわからないらしくて、頭を打ったわけでもないみたいだし。ということは、脳がダメージを受けたことによる。
So it's not so much the amnesia stereotype. Think like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII.
可能性があるのではないでしょうか。しずくちゃんの言う通りだよ。ほら、映画とかでもあるよね。びっくりしたら記憶が戻る。
The eShop page does offer a little hint about this,
びっくりしたら。
and I'm not going to say anything just yet. I want to see if the game will stumble upon that answer themselves.
衝撃とかきっかけがあれば戻るはず。
But how much we remember and the levels of friendship we form is key to the well, it says it's key to like the endings we get with the characters.
考えないでくださいね。
So this is definitely it comes across as a story where you can get so many different playthroughs, so many different endings for the characters. So not quite perfect for stories on Tuesday. In that series, we just go for the one story we get. No trophy hunting, no perfect hunting. We get what we get. There we go. They're starting to understand a little bit.
先輩とかすみんたちの大切な思い出はそんな簡単に忘れられるものじゃありません。その通りよ。いいねいいね。じゃあ愛さんたちでこの子の記憶を取り戻すぞ。
Oh, okay. Some of the better games turn that off on the Switch. The Switch's screensaver. I think Loopers was the game that had that as a specific option. I don't remember seeing that in the options. So yeah, okay. If your Switch has a screensaver or a dimming set in the master settings, games typically don't always follow that. Like if you have like the Loopers, the game itself will go, hey, do you want to turn this off? This game didn't. Interesting.
この子の記憶を取り戻すまでは、かなたちゃんたちは初めましての相手になるわけでしょ。そういうことになる。
They're kind of staring directly at us. It's a little unnerving, you know. We feels like we're in a zoo or in some experiment. And yet our character in game is handling it surprisingly well.
スクールアイドルの私のことは覚えてないでしょ。私ね、スクールアイドル同好会に入ってからすごく変わったと思うんだ。だから自己紹介させてほしい。
See, that's a smart reason. Often, not often, it's just sometimes you wonder if these games are going to be a bit vapid, you know, just on the surface. But this character, Yumu, it's had a good reason in game to do her character introduction. So I imagine we're going to get something similar for all of them. Even though we know her, she made the point. Yes, but I've changed, and you've lost the memories of that change.
紹介しないでよ。僕はミヤ・テイラー。ステーツじゃ大学生だけど、ここでは音楽科の3年だよ。僕は僕のためにスクールアイドルになったんだ。まあ、君にはちょっとは世話になったかもね。だからこれからは僕が君の助けになってもいいよ。じゃあ次はアイさんかな。いえいえ、ここはカスミンが。じゃあ間を取って私がやるね。私はエマベルデ、虹ヶ崎学園国際交流学科の3年生だよ。
Switzerland, okay.
スクールアイドルになりたくてスイスから来たの。スクールアイドルが大好き。ファンのミヤ、日本の童謡も大好き。いろんなことがある毎日だけど、私の歌で癒してあげたいなと思ってるんだ。
Not 100% sure about the ages, but I'm guessing they're playing with people 16, 17, 18 years old, maybe?
先を越されちゃいました。よしよし。というわけで、次は私が。大阪雫、虹ヶ崎学園国際交流学科1年です。お芝居が大好きで、いつか世界に通用する女優さんになるのが目標ですが、高 高の3年間はスクールアイドルに打ち込もうと思っています。私の心の中にいるいろんなスクールアイドルを全力で演じて、応援してくれる皆さんに私の世界観に浸ってもらえるようになりたいです。
Didn't say what country she's from, okay.
私は宮下愛、虹ヶ崎学園情報処理学科2年。
Information processing course. That's highly specific. I know here in Japan you do have sort of general high schools, but you can get really, really specific ones. Oh, there was an anime, was it Silver Bell? Silver something, where it focused on the lives of high school students in a university. High school students sets that focused on farming. I think it was high school.
やっほー、この絵かなたちゃん、虹ヶ崎学園ライフデザイン学科3年生で
These aren't courses I'm familiar with, but it does help show that these characters are from all around the school. So when they say that we scouted them, we found them, it does come across that we did put a lot of effort in. We took the time, we looked around all the classes.
あなたがそうしていいよって言ってくれたから、詳しくはこれまた改めて。かなた先輩が割り込んでくるとか予想外すぎますよ。ひひひ。結城刹那、虹ヶ崎学園普通科2年生です。私には野望があります。それはこの世界を大好きで埋め尽くすことです。何かや誰かを大好きって思う気持ちってすごいパワーがあると思うんです。
I've certainly met a few people in Japan who talk or have feelings like that. I know it sounds a little, I don't know, not twee, but innocent. But it is true, people do think and talk like that here sometimes. These introductions are taking a long time. I guess the game didn't think it would be overwhelming for us to be introduced to all these people.
Kasumiちゃん、こういうのはね、順番じゃなくてインパクトが大事なのよ。いかに言葉で見抜くかね。浅香かりん、虹ヶ崎学園ライフデザイン学科3年よ。私はこの体で目の前にいるみんなを虜にしたいの。
That's certainly a way of putting that. Oh my.
パフォーマンスをするわ。君のこともまた虜にしちゃうからなんてね。さすがかりんさんですね。確かに射抜かれてしまいました。私も頑張らなきゃ。天王寺里奈、虹ヶ崎学園情報処理学科1年。私は自分の気持ちを伝えるのが苦手だから、愛さんと一緒にこのリナちゃんボードを発明したの。今は誰にでも気持ちを
I've definitely met a few people who could be classified as shy here, but I've never met anyone who would have something like this.
私はあなたとつながれるって信じてる。大丈夫だよ、リナちゃんボード。にっこりん。では最後は私ですね。立て続けですが大丈夫ですか？置いてけぼりになっていませんか？
Oh, I'm completely lost. But as this is a demo and I'm not playing the full game, I'm not focusing 100% on this. I do appreciate that it doesn't feel shallow. I'd say so. And even us as a player, yes, an idol club might seem, I hate to say it, but shallow, but we got from these introductions just how serious it is for them. That it means something to them and stuff like that. It's perhaps going in, I had a bit of a stereotypical shallowness that this game was going to have, but no, it's a surprising amount of characterization so far. Who's the vice president? That's what we need to know. Who's taken over from us? Interesting. We didn't see that happen in game, so I wonder if this demo has cut out a couple of little things or not. I don't know. Again, there's not enough information about this demo specifically. Some games have even said that story elements have been cut out, so not to to avoid spoilers. So I don't know with this game if that letter section's been cut or not. Or perhaps even like the auto is playing. By having the auto, did it accidentally skip that section? You might run into other people in places marked with an exclamation mark. Okay. X for tips. Oh, that meant... Okay. So depending where we go, depends on whose friendship we can start building or rebuilding. I'm not particularly worried about anyone in particular. I guess we should head to the club room because, we at least know we're the president of the club. That's something. Oh, auto's been turned off. So remember, L keeps it back on. That was quite a yawn. Are we gonna get that? No, we don't. Again, I don't know if that's because it's a demo and it's hiding stuff back, or if that's just the style of game we're playing. Another reason why we got stories on Tuesday is so I can get that experience. So, where do we go next? What makes sense? This is a school after all. It says PM bottom left. If we go to the nurse's office, like, why would we go there? It doesn't give us any more tips. Sure, let's try that exclamation mark thing. Like, I was hoping tips would be like a hint system saying perhaps you should go here. I brought those papers. What papers? Kitty cat. I bet that's not exactly hygienic. So that's one of the other characters we could meet. Turns out it was a cat. See, was it so much fun? I don't know. We didn't get to see any of it. I don't know how long the story is in terms of in-game time. I don't know if it's a year, a month, a week. It didn't say on the eShop page. And so far, the game hasn't hinted either. So where should we go this time? I guess we should go to class. It is a school after all. Lunchtime? It was morning. What do I want? Wait, what? I guess that was something positive we did there. So it's the PM. Well, the cafeteria wouldn't make sense because we've already eaten. Just, I don't know, gymnasium. After all, we might have PE. They're not changed into like a PE uniform though, have they? Fine. That's kind of the backlog conquering series I do. The point isn't to finish the game. The point is just to try the game. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But the point is trying it. Whoa. Auto, that was too quick. I don't know if there's a way to go back and check that.
おはようございます。早いんですね。朝練の前に生徒会室に寄ろうと思いまして。はい、生徒会長を務めさせていただいてます。無謀ですよね。でもそれでもやってみたらと背中を押してくれたのがあなたなんですよ。
Shinoriko will probably be like a candle burning at both ends, you know?
だから私、あなたにはとても
Like she's having to go early to try and do all this.
充実しているのはあなたのおかげですから。
So I'm going to hit X on this screen and see if we can go back and find that mobile message. X doesn't. Minus? No. But that is an interesting thing that we can change what happened. I guess we should go to auditorium. We're going to meet someone else here. Looks like the president has some fans. Like there are so many characters and you only get morning or afternoon. You know, when you go to school, there's first period, second period, third period, fourth period, and yet we only get 2 choices a day here. It does feel quite limiting. Like, we haven't talked to her, we haven't been to the hallway, and yet the gymnasium's offering us other people to talk to. But it's their friendship we've lost. But it's an exclamation mark, you want to see it. It's kind of stressful to try and work it all out. Well, we're certainly meeting people, but it doesn't feel like the story's progressing. Yeah, this bit of the game is not as satisfying. We're not talking to them, we've only got 2 chances, there's no like forward progression of the story.
先輩、おはようございま
I
す。
couldn't tell you what day it is in the game either.
ちょっといいですか？えい。
What was that?
これで先輩の背中がピンとしました。背中が丸まってると気分もなんか沈んじゃいますから。
Fair enough. Oh, 4th day, first day. Okay, bottom left is saying something. I think we should perhaps go to the club room. Then we haven't been to the courtyard yet or the rooftop. Now, we are a club, so we should do the club room fairly often.
ですね。最高です。
You're grinning ear to ear, sure.
え、やりました。最高です。
It's a shame that we're not going to be able to see that, though. That's the thing.
あの、
Okay, that's something. Is it going to tell us what that is? Nope. Well, where should we go next? It's a shame there's no, like, symbol next to them so we know what... Like, we just had the bond unlocked, but there's no indication next to any of these if that's a thing. So let's go to class. Actually, probably should have gone a hallway.
えーっと、えへえへへはい。何ですか？ダメだよ。そんな。やれやれ。え？あの、そう。ういー。
So this time it wasn't an interaction with us. It felt like we were just sitting back watching them do something. Oh, turn the auto off. Already on the next day. I wonder how many days there are in this demo.
おお、奇遇だね。あれれ、なんだか目の下が、もしかして寝不足かな？もう、それはかなたちゃん見過ごせないな。
Another?
やっぱりもう一回快眠枕を作るべき？
So we haven't done hallway, we haven't done rooftop, and we haven't done cafeteria. So let's do that because we're going to get the exclamation mark. I wonder who director is. Again, it's just someone else's story happening that we're kind of watching. Well, let's go to the hallway. We haven't done that yet. So this time the story's involving us. I'll go with the smell. Everyone likes the smell of bread. Get the auto off. Vegetables in a cake. I know there's carrot cake, but yeah. So they're tricking each other. Not exactly a sign of a strong friendship group, perhaps. It's interesting, it's an English demo, but they've got this page left in Japanese. Basically 24th of April. But I thought I saw like the copyright on the game on the eShop page. I thought it said 2022. Maybe I was wrong. So yes, the demo for Tokimeki. It doesn't say if the save carries over. It doesn't say if we've skipped anything. Initially I thought perhaps we were missing some of the action, like when we said that we were reading the stories, but us, the player, didn't get to see that. I thought perhaps the game had cut something out, but it says we're doing a lot of things, but we don't get to see it. Like for the bread there, we didn't go to the park. It's, for me, from my point of view, as someone who's not familiar with this genre, it does feel weird that half the time it seems like the choices we make were to watch other people and their stories and it had nothing to do with us. So I'm wondering if perhaps when you had the exclamation mark, that's that. But then we had the incident in the classroom where 3 of them were talking to each other and just completely ignored us. And I think I like that. The point of the story for me was to get our memories back. But perhaps the point of the game is more the social stuff. And this is not enough time in the day. Like, there's so many characters. It's almost like a puzzle, but there's no hint to the puzzle. It's almost like you'd have to make a choice, write down if it happened or not, and then go back and make a different choice and write down what happened. It kind of feels like this needs a guide. So like you go for the outcome, you pick the outcome, and then the guide shows you how to get there. So for me, Tokimeki Roadmap to the Future isn't quite what I'm looking for when it comes to one of these type of games. Granted, I'm not particularly up to date with idle stuff either, but there is depth, but it's not always around to find it. When there was depth, when they were talking about why and who they are and how things have changed, that was interesting. That was nice. But we didn't get that again, really. So if you do get Tokimeki Roadmap to the Future, please let me know in the comments how that kind of balances out through the game. Perhaps you could sell it better than I can. But as a demo, you know, there's no link to pre-order. It doesn't say there's a demo. It doesn't say the save carries over. It doesn't say if we're getting the full experience or a cut experience. As a demo, it's not particularly good. And plus, the story ends, and because we haven't had any like progression of the story, I don't really have an urge to keep going either. The story didn't hook me. The demo didn't end at a story point that was really interesting or was like, oh, I wonder what happens next. It kind of just ended. But yeah, that will do for Tokimeki. That will do for this week's Demo Play Thursday, and I'll perhaps do a few more of these as time goes on. We'll see what games come out to Switch and PlayStation. But yeah, until the next Demo Play Thursday video, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, shorts, or even live streams on YouTube. Or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. We have some subscription tiers, so maybe one of them will interest you. And one of them is Stories on Tuesday with no commentary, so you just get to sit and watch a story happen. But we can also take donations, and we can take PayPal donations too. But whenever I see you again, please take care.